the true nature of existence. The truth of being is this: you who believe only in the material world live entirely in the earthly, finite world. You live within a dimension of the manifestation of your beliefs. Those whose spiritual perceptions and lives have been raised in frequencies of vibration to merge with the spiritual frequencies of vibration of the spiritual dimension can perceive that they live in two dimensions. They are fully aware of this truth, and they live according to this truth and evolve into ever higher frequencies of being. They are no longer bound by human beliefs, but live within the realization that they live within infinity in which are no limitations. The higher the vibration, frequency of consciousness, the more aware they are that they live within infinity, and that only they themselves set the limits on what they can aspire to. Those whose perceptions have been heightened in this way, whilst still in their bodies, have seen that there is only one dimension of actual individual being, and this dimension is divine consciousness activity. They may also come to fully realize there is the further dimension of universal consciousness, in which the universal resides in perfect equilibrium and may be penetrated by none, because within this dimension any individuality would be immediately drawn into the unity of being. When a soul reaches, in understanding and realization, the topmost level of the frequencies of vibrations of consciousness, Christ consciousness, the soul can look down and review the levels of vibrations ascending and descending to those of humanity on earth and know, with love and compassion, humanity is trapped in the lower vibrations of divine consciousness, hidden within the ego drive, wholly unaware of the truth of being, the soul's true identity, and the earthly truth of the ego. Neither does it have the slightest awareness of the immense purpose behind its existence and the eventual mission it must embark upon. The purpose of life on earth is not to discover a means to experience undeviating joy and bliss, although this is what each soul longs for. Such bliss and joy would hinder the soul's progress into the higher spiritual vibrations of consciousness. The task of the newborn soul is to experience, through means of its sheath, the psyche, all that these lower frequencies have to offer, and grow as a result of the mental, emotional events and experiences arising out of their thoughts and feelings. The soul must learn, through trial and error, the state of consciousness which makes it immensely happy or burdened with grief and sorrow, which initiates various physical limitations.